James here from goodguitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Suzanne by Leonard Cohen. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning. Now this tune is solidly in intermediate territory, and it's not for the reasons that you may think. You might think it's because of the bar chords, but the truth is we're not playing true bar chords. We're playing simpler ones that are easier to grab. And you might think it's because of the fingerpicking pattern, you know? But first of all, it's not that tricky. And secondly, I have a simple alternative. What makes this one tough is the timing things that only exist during the instrumental parts. And you can cut those out and make this song not too bad. So let's start at the very beginning with an E major chord. And we'll start with our basic fingerpicking pattern because we're just taking one element out of the real one and we can always add it back. My thumb is on the thickest string. My index is on the D string. My middle is on the G string and my ring is on the B string. Pretty standard fingerpicking stuff so far. And I'm gonna pluck my thumb and ring together and then my thumb and middle together. Then my thumb by itself, and then my thumb and middle together. So, and that's the first half of our main pattern. Then I'm going to put on my chord hand my pinky down onto the second fret of the G string, which makes it an E sus4 chord. The rest of the shape remains the same. I'm just adding that finger and taking it off. So I'm adding it now. And the second half of the pattern, we play our thumb and middle together. Then I remove my finger and I play my thumb and middle together again. And then on beats 3 and 4, thumb, thumb. So that second half, so just take a look at this. This is the trickiest thing, is getting used to this. Once you do, the rest of it follows this pattern exactly. That's what I like about this tune. It doesn't break away, and it's not like, oh, once we hit the D chord, we gotta start doing this and that. Like, it sticks to the pattern really well. So you just practice that over and over again. And that's the simplified version of this picking pattern. You can just stop right there and use that for the rest of the tune. That's totally fine. But if you want to take it to the next level, you're going to add your index finger to the D string on all the off beats. So our thumb and index are going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and behind the scenes. That's what they're doing the entire time. And then you add those other fingers, and this is where it can get tricky. So I would once again break it all down. You know, we have our two main halves. Let's break each one of those down into half. So the first couple beats, 1 and 2 and. Thumb and ring together, then our index, thumb and middle together, and then our index. And And then moving on, thumb, index, thumb and middle together, index. And you practice each of those bits, and then you glue those together. And then for the second half, once again, we break it down. We have our sus for our chord, and we're gonna go thumb and middle, index, we remove the sus, thumb and middle again, index again. So. And then the rest of it's just thumb, index, index. So that second half. And then we glue that all together into our complete finger picking pattern. And you could, instead of going thumb index, you could alternate your thumb, but once you get up to speed, it's brutally fast. I don't like that. I prefer doing it the way that I showed you. Anyways, that's most of the groundwork. You work on that a whole bunch till it's ultra comfortable, and then you start applying it to more chord shapes. We start off with E, then we're gonna move into F sharp minor. And from my E chord, my ring finger stays down, it slides up 2 frets, my index bars the 2nd fret, and my pinky, I'm gonna use it to suspend this F sharp by going to the 4th fret of the G string. So we do our pattern. Same pattern, same suspendy thing, we're just on a bit of a different shape here. I'll just write out the chord progression here. You just play our pattern 1 time for every chord symbol. That was E, that was F sharp minor, and you can't strum this chord because that note's not in it. There's also G sharp minor, which is the same thing as F sharp minor, but 2 frets higher. And then you move up 1 fret from that. So my index is on the 5th fret, and I'm doing the same shape, but I'm also adding my middle finger to the 6th fret of the G string to make a major chord. And our pinky finger suspends the same way. That's the A chord in this case. In the recording, he plays it down here, but that requires you to shift the finger picking over. You know, that's cool. You could do that too. You're just moving all your fingers over, so your thumb is on the A string, and you do the same pattern. And then he actually continues, using his middle finger to pluck and removing his ring finger and then adding it back to get that suspension. You're welcome to do that if you want to make this very authentic, but I chose to exclude it because it breaks the pattern, makes it slightly more complex. And you can play the tune in that way, even with the simplified pattern, just going through the chord shapes, and then between each verse, just doing the E chord a couple times, and that works perfectly fine. You know, going like, Suzanne takes you down to her place near the river. You can hear the boats go by. You can spend the night beside her, and you know that she's half crazy, but that's why you wanna be there. And she feeds you tea and oranges that come all the way from China. And just when you mean to tell her that you have no love to give her, then she gets you on her wavelength, and she lets the river answer that you've always been her lover. And you just play this a little bit until you feel like starting the next one. You don't want to travel with her, and you want to travel blind, and you know that she will trust you, for you've touched her perfect body with your mind. But if you want to play it like the recording, there's a bunch of weird time signature stuff that you gotta count through. I hate to put it so bluntly, but we open up with the intro. And we do our normal pattern, but we're cutting off the last couple beats, so we only go this far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And another thing is, and he also cuts out this one note here. So that first pluck with the middle. And we end up with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we repeat that. So we repeat a measure of 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he just does a measure of 4. And it doesn't really matter what you pluck there. You can just do the first half of the pattern that you're used to. And that's the intro, you know? So a lot of counting there. And I recommend just practicing that, just like I did. And once you get used to that, you can do the other one. There's 2 of them. There's the transition. And for this one, same deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So we go 6 2 times and then 1, 2. And that's, once again, whenever we get to the end of it, we're just using our main pattern, but we're only going so far into it. So 2 beats into it in that case. All right, I'll just show you all this above. That's the best way to do it. Just pause the video and just practice it. And then there's what I would call the interlude, which is the same thing what we just played, but 4 beats at the end of that. So all in all of these transitions have something in common. I'm going to write out the formula here. You copy this down. For the intro, you do the measure of 6 3 times, and then you have a measure of 4, which is the first half of our usual pattern. For the transition, you do our measure of 6 2 times, and then you just do the first 2 beats of our regular pattern. And for the interlude, 2 times, and then 4 beats of our regular pattern. You combine that with the usual chord progression, and that's the entire tune. If you want to play through it with me, start to finish, that is available for members of my All Access Pass. There's more information down below, or you can visit goodguitarist.com and sign up for a 10-day free trial and see what it's like for yourself. All my courses, all my playthroughs, my worksheets, and direct access to me. You can ask me questions. It's all there. You can try it free for 10 days. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy learning guitar with me. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.